Water Furnace, your reliable renewable.
With the largest coverage of any sports talk station in the upstate, nobody does it better than us. No, I said nobody. No, really. Know someone better? They don't exist. We are 105.5 and 97.5 The Roar, where every day is game day.
I remember when I lost my mind.
You with us here on a Friday, not a Chick-fil-A today, College Football Friday. Still got Scott Reimer and all of our guests. I do want to tell you about Roosters MGC. You know, the thing about Roosters is you think it could be as simple as getting a haircut. It could be. You could do simple things like go to, a salon, unisex, and get all that done. Or you get your haircut like a man. Get your shaving like a man. Straight razor shave. Gentleman's choice. 7-step facial shave. Get the hero cut. That's for your military and your police and fire and EMS. They take care of that for you. A lot of you shave those heads. You got to get those high and tights in there, man. So let the little fellas take the little guys over as well. Let them take care of it over at Roosters. It's Roosters MGC. When I first went on with it, I was like, what the heck is MGC? Men's Grooming Center. They're off of Pelham Road, Plaza on Pelham in Greenville. It's roostersmgc.com. On a College Football Friday, it doesn't stop us that the Clemson Tigers are off this weekend or next week. I'm going to tell you about this coming up in a second. Scott Reimer on location next week, but still got to talk some Clemson football with Tiger pregame show, Scott Reimer. Good morning, Scott. How you doing, buddy?
Mickey, I hope you're doing well. It's not a solid Orange Friday because we don't play, so we'll just call it a soggy Friday, a soggy week.
Goodness gracious. I mean, thank goodness that this didn't happen on a Clemson home game week or weekend. Coach, we have all those parking lot situations, maybe flooding everywhere. Hope everybody's safe, but I got to tell you, man, I'm ready for some drier weather. And I'm ready for, you know what's weird, Scott, is because next weekend, we only have one open date this year. That is tomorrow. But next weekend, you have a Friday night game. So we have back-to-back non-Clemson Saturdays. And so we'll camp out in front of the TV and maybe do honeydew things and all this kind of stuff. What's on tap for your weekend on an open date?
Well, you know, it's honeydew list. There's no doubt about that, you know, and you're right. We get two of them back to back, with the Friday night game next week. So, you know, I know we talk about this sometimes on the bye weeks. I love doing what I do, but the weekends, I don't like doing the honeydew list, but I do like just sitting and sitting down on the couch and watching football, which I don't get to do as much of, on game days for Clemson. So it'll be 2 Saturdays of me gorging on football and enjoying watching other teams either have high moments or low moments and not really having an emotionally vested interest in it because the emotional needle is just about on empty so far this year, Mickey Plowler, for our Clemson Tigers.
It's been a weird year. Is that a right way to describe it? Just a strange game, strange years. Hadn't lacked for excitement with 3 very close football games, totally different than what we've seen here in the last few years. But it is strange, maybe a nice word to describe what we've seen so far.
Strange is apropos. I would also say that I will never again, ever again, lament going, it just isn't fun beating everybody's brains out every week. I will never say, those words will never come out of my mouth again.
I have said 100,000 times here, these are the glory years. You enjoy it while it lasts. It's not going to last forever because it won't, it never has in the history of sports. And so we're currently seeing that there. What's the, what effect, let's just review the first 5 so far this season. What effect did the Georgia loss have? What hangover effect, confidence level maybe effect did the Georgia loss have compared to maybe inexperience, missed assignments, inefficiency? How much do you say there was a little mental hangover from the way Georgia handled Clemson's offense compared to the other aspects of Clemson's offense?
I think it's a good question. I don't know that has that much of an impact because you have to remember, while it wasn't perfect, the next week you felt really good about. I mean, Clemson had, I don't know, maybe almost 500 yards of offense, 400-something yards of offense against South Carolina State. Obviously, outmanned situation there. So had Clemson opened with South Carolina State and did what we did, and then Georgia happened, I don't know that would have changed anything. I think it's been when I look back to the years we won the national championship, specifically the two, and I guess you could go back to 81 as well, there was a mental toughness of overcoming adversity, of putting your foot on the throat when you needed to, the confidence of knowing you had guys like, if you go back all the way to 81, you're talking about guys like Perry Tuttle and Cliff Austin and Homer Jordan, and then on defense you had Jeff Davis, the judge, and then even in 16 and 18 you had Hunter Renfrow and Deshaun Watson and Mike Williams. You had guys for which everybody in the stands, everybody on the coaching staff, everybody on the field knew you could depend on. And I don't believe we have identified, on the offensive side of the ball at least, I don't believe we've identified one single person yet that you just feel confident in at any time. And that's a difficult place to build around. And so I think the confidence wasn't great after Georgia, but I think it was inevitable that if this team and these guys weren't going to have that edge, if you will, or that confidence and that ability to be dependable and that trust in being dependable, it would have eventually reared its head. And I don't know that we would be drastically in a much different place than we are at this moment.
You combine the inefficiencies on offense with the injuries on both sides of the ball. And I mentioned that because not just offense, I mean, defensive guys, you lose a Tyler Davis or Brian Bresee for as long as you have. And now this kind of changes because you could lean on your defense all year long, and these guys could win all these football games for you. What is your level of concern because of the injuries moving forward?
Oh, tremendous. And I think there's a couple of offenses coming down the road that are going to be very difficult to keep, for Clemson's defense to lean on to the point where it won't just break. So defensively, and quite frankly, and we talked about this last week, we've had a hard time getting off the field. Now, that was better in the first half against Boston College. But even towards the end of the game, we couldn't get off the field defensively. So it's not as great as the defense has been, and it has certainly been the reason that we've won 3 games, or at least the 2 conference games. So it's hard to complain in that regard, but there is also room for improvement there in terms of getting off the field. I think the other side of it, Mick, and I think, this is kind of one of those things you gotta wrap your head around the little things. And when I look at the offense, Clemson, if you throw out the Georgia game, because Clemson's not going to play another defense this year like Georgia. And then you throw out the South Carolina State game, because other than UConn, I don't think Clemson's going to play another team as overmatched as South Carolina State. Just take the other games, the ACC games. Clemson's averaging 16, 17 points a game, somewhere around in there. In regulation, you can't count the overtime, or I don't count the overtimes against NC State. So if you let's play a little game here. If I told you Clemson's going to average 17 points the rest of the season in the conference game, I think you would agree with me. There are multiple losses on the table if that's the case, correct?
2 to 3, maybe more, maybe 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now like I said, we're going to simplify this. What if I gave you 10 more points? Just 10 more points, 2 drives, a field goal and a touchdown, and you're now averaging for the rest of the year 27 points a game. Is there a loss? And if so, how many on the schedule?
The over-under there would be 1.
So I say that to say Clemson is not going to be the 2018 offense or the 2019 offense or 16. I mean, it's not going to happen. We all can agree with that. But is it too much to say and to expect, despite the injuries on the offensive side of the ball, that this can be a 10-point better offense per game? And I argue that it can. you're talking a touchdown and a field goal. Now, it's not going to happen if you keep getting injuries. If Justin Ross gets hurt, is out. If I thought Will Taylor was going to be. I had a sneaky suspicion he was going to be a part of the offense, not just in punt return. Now he's out. We've got to get healthy. I thought the offensive line was a little bit better against BC. We've got to get healthy in the sense that we've got to have some continuity. We need guys to play multiple games without having to sit out. We need our tight end back, Davis Allen, because of the targeting. So if, and this is a big if, we can stay as healthy as we are now, not lose any other key cogs in the wheel, and then you start to get some of these guys back over time, and you get a little bit more experience up front, and you get a little bit more confidence and experience with DJ, I think this can be a 27-point offense. It's going to need to be, in some cases, to your point, but if it can, there's still a lot on the table. Now, but it's not as if you've got to climb Mount Everest here. You got Paris Mountain over here you got to climb. It's doable. 10 points is doable.
It is. 231 yards rushing last week. Pace with the 59-yard run and 125 on his 18 carries and a touchdown. Boy, Maffa comes in, adds a spark on a 28-yard run, 8 carries, 58 yards. DJ also ran for 50. Let's talk running game first. What's your level of confidence moving forward? New offensive line with Rayburn going in and Buckhurst going to guard. Who knows about Putnam getting back healthy again? What's your confidence level that the running game will continue to do what they did against Boston College?
I thought, it's hard to project one game. And, of course, we've seen Kobe a couple times, but you mentioned Maffa. That's as good a looking tandem running back play that we've had in a long time. ETN's had a lot of big games for Clemson, but, both of those guys I thought had exceptional games. I mean, and if that is, and I don't think Clemson's going to rush for over 200 yards every week either. I mean, don't mistake that. But if you can do what Clemson did to some degree against BC moving forward, then I absolutely believe that's going to help DJ immensely in the passing game and these receivers. Because, they're not getting open. I mean, the receivers are not getting open. And part of that is because really people don't trust that Clemson's going to be able to run the ball. And I think even BC, they never really came out of it. Even though Clemson was getting a lot of yards rushing, they still were basically telling Clemson, we'll let you rush the ball, And so I thought it was good that Clemson continued to have patience in that. I love the big play, obviously that's huge, but I like both those guys. And there's hope in that. No question about it. And I also like the patience in running it. But at the end of the day with Boston College, we're still atrocious on third down. You cannot be efficient on offense if you can't be better in third down conversions. And that also, as we said earlier, leads to the issue of the offense with these 3 and outs, putting that defense out on the field too much to where it winds down. So even if you're not getting points, Clemson's got to have longer drives, and you can't get longer drives with the third down conversion percentage with what Clemson's had recently.
Totally agree with that, and that's down in distance is a big part of this offense moving forward, controlling and staying on schedule as that will continue. And that's also passing game, developing more continuity, catching the ball and throwing the ball better, throwing and catching better on both sides of that. Hey, Scott, we have a different, not only a Friday show next week, but a different venue, different. I know really excited about the Syracuse game, really excited about the Tiger pregame show next week.
Yeah, excited about it. We'll have a bunch of information out over the next week. Of course, Friday football is kind of weird. I'm against it. I think Friday nights are for high school football, but they didn't call Scott Reimer when they made the schedule, so we'll show up and do it. But yeah, the Tiger pregame show next Friday. I think it's a 7 o'clock kickoff up in Syracuse, New York, so it'll be 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. But the key is stay tuned to 105.5 The Roar. All week long, we'll get you straight and where we're going to be, what we're going to be doing, all of that. Want to say on the air, congrats to John Hyde. I'm sure he's not listening, but hope he doesn't screw that thing up and gets married today. And I will echo your kind words for Lizzie. She is also moonlighting a little bit on the Tiger pregame show, producing and engineering and doing a great job. So appreciate Lizzie and Mick. I'll see you. I'll talk to you, I guess, Friday, or are we going to do Thursday next week? What do you want to do?
Let's do Friday, buddy. Let's have a big, busy show for you, unless you want to sleep in a little bit Friday to get ready for the show. Friday, okay?
No chance. It'll be game day. Yeah, I don't sleep in on game day, so we'll talk next Friday. And I look forward to a fun week of football, and then in a week from now we'll get the Tigers back on the field, and let's see if we can find a way to win up in New York.
Sounds great, Scott. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your off date, and we'll talk to you next Friday.
See you later.
All right, buddy. That is Scott Reimer of the Tiger pregame show. When we come back, Josh Williams is going to join us. We are going to talk about the Red River rivalry. Some Penn State, Iowa, Arkansas, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, and he has a Bama and Georgia thought. We'll get with J-Dub when you return right after this.
If you needed heart surgery, who would you call? A doctor who's done it every day or a doctor who's done it once a year? The same is true about your erectile dysfunction. At the Greenville Men's Clinic, our South Carolina physicians focus on one thing, solving your ED. High blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, prostate cancer, these all contribute to your ED. And our physicians at the Greenville Men's Clinic know how to solve your problems. We have over 50 different custom formulations tailored just for you. You get to try the medication containing FDA-approved ingredients right in our office. Your total cost for the consultation, test dose, testosterone, and PSA test is only $99. If the test dose doesn't work, you pay us nothing. So you have absolutely nothing to lose, but everything to gain. Call now, 864-301-1111. That's 864-301-1111. And move from skeptic to believer. 864-301-1111. 864-301-1111. Or online at greenvillemensclinic.com.
Hello, sports fans. This is Bosie Boggs of the Boggs Law Firm, located in Greenville, South Carolina, but serving the upstate for over 20 years. We've always been happy to be long-term sponsors of the Mickey Plyler Show, WCCP. And just thank all the listeners who have used our firm in the past. And anyone who has a legal question in the future, don't hesitate to call us at 233-8066 or find us on the web at www.boggslawfirm.com. No case is too big or small, and I'd be happy to talk to you personally about your situation. And if I can't help you, I'll find someone that does.
I'm a Tiger fan. I'm a Gamecock fan.
Could you imagine living in a house like this?
Making choices is hard, but choosing the right countertop doesn't have to be. Star Granite Interiors has been in business for over 50 years. We use the latest in
technology.
No matter how you say it, we use the best equipment to ensure a quality experience. Not to mention our customer service is second to none.
Call our dad for a free quote.
Call Jeremy Revis at 864-304-4249.
Ready to get your home insanely clean for the fall? Zero Res cleans like no other. No harsh chemicals are used and no sticky, soapy residues left behind. Get 3 runs of carpet clean for $129 and mention my name, Mickey at the Roar, to get a hallway clean for free. Schedule at ZeroResGreenville.com.
One day, your Honda, Acura, Lexus, or Toyota is going to need an oil change. And there's that question, where do I take it? Before you make that decision, ask yourself what you're getting. Do they test drive your vehicle? Do they rotate your tires? Do they glance at the brakes? Or remove the tires and provide an exact measurement of your brake pads? What about suspension? Fluids? At First Class Halt, an oil change means so much more than routine maintenance. Come experience the difference. FirstClassHalt.com, your dealership alternative in Anderson and Greenville.
Clemson is all about traditions, and one of the very best is the Tiger Sports Shop, where we have everything Clemson for the Clemson fan. Tiger Sports Shop was founded in 1974 by legendary coach Dr. I.M. Ibrahim, who founded the national championship-winning men's soccer program at Clemson. So they are Clemson through and through, and don't sell any other college apparel. Champion, Nike, Cutter & Buck, Russell Athletic, and Comfort Colors are just some of the brands you'll find at the Tiger Sports Shop. The Tiger Sports Shop is locally owned and operated and ready to make your game day the best. Visit them in downtown Clemson, or 1102 Tiger Boulevard, or our newest location on Highway 76 in Pendleton, or 24/7 at tigersports.com.
After age 30, playing hard can hurt. A lot. When your body needs a timeout, call AnMed Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Their physician specialists have treated the pros for hand, knee, hip, and joint injuries. They'll explore non-surgical options and therapy, and full surgical care is available at an AnMed Health if necessary. It's not just a joint. It's the life and activities you love. So call 716-6140 for an appointment at AnMed Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. They'll help you get back in the game.
Homeowners across the upstate and western North Carolina have been turning to Roto-Rooter for all their plumbing and drain cleaning needs for over 80 years. If you're taking a cold shower or have a clogged drain, call Roto-Rooter 24/7 and find out why homeowners in the upstate and western North Carolina call Roto-Rooter the most valuable plumber. Call 864-288-7686.
Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Hey, how did you sleep last night? Research shows adults need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep every night. Most don't. The number one reason given? A bad mattress. Sleep may be the most important activity you do every day. It affects your mood, energy, productivity, and health. Visit the sleep experts at Engineered Sleep and find the perfect mattress for a better night's sleep for your family. Use code WCCP for 10% off. That's up to $250 off. American made right here in Greenville. Visit engineersleep.com for a better sleep and a better life.
I'm Eddie Bennett. Bennett Equipment is the largest locally owned construction equipment sales and rental company in the upstate. For 21 years, we've supplied equipment that's helped build our communities. Takeuchi equipment and attachments are the cornerstone of our business. If you need to make a purchase before year end, we need to talk now. With high demand and low inventories, don't be left out. Call us today or visit us online, and remember, when you have equipment needs, buy it or rent it from Bennett.
Hey friends, Don Munson here for Buff City Soap in the Hartwell Village Shopping Center in Clemson. Yes, Buff City has delightfully scented plant-based soaps that are handmade daily, but they also have laundry soap, foaming hand soaps, shaving soaps, facial bars, beard care products, and all of the accessories to make your skin happy. Shop for yourself, for your friends, family, or co-workers. Buff City has a soap for everyone and every occasion. Visit Buff City Soap in store or online at clemsonsc.buffcitysoap.com.
Hey, neighbor.
Hello, y'all okay?
Yes, we're good, but that storm was rough. I bet the winds were blowing up to 100 miles per hour.
I know, trees are down everywhere. Why do you have power and the rest of the neighborhood doesn't?
I have a Generac home standby generator installed by Central Electrical Services. My food is cold in the fridge, AC is on, water's hot, and I can charge my phone.
You wouldn't have to have their number.
Yeah, call them today for a free estimate for your Generac home standby generator. 864-556-8002.
We're your sports psychologists. Taking your calls on the Vibe broadband phone lines all day. You're listening to 105.5 and 97.5, The Roar.
Touchdown!
Where every day is game day.
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in, and then I'll watch them roll away again. Yeah, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay.
Telling Lizzie during the break. Well, Otis Redding, who is from Georgia, I found that out. But I didn't find out he died at the age of 26 of a plane crash the other way. This changed my whole deal there, man. Take it from us way too soon. A little Otis. The health dare is about reversing the symptoms of type 2 diabetes. I was talking to someone about this last night. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, sleep apnea, IBS. They can reverse these symptoms in 30 days, or they'll give you your money back. So the health dare got Chet and Kathy off their CPAP machines in 30 days. And between them, they lost 60 pounds. You can still have your fast foods. You don't have to go to the gym. I love that idea. Their coaches are compassionate. They've been there. They walked a mile in their shoes. They'll cook for you. They'll shop for you. They'll clean out your pantry for you. Right now, buy one, get one free. idareme.com. Book your free consultation today. idareme.com, 1-877-I-DARE-ME. College Football Friday, not at Chick-fil-A because of an open date, but doesn't mean we can't have a little Josh Williams here. Good morning, J-Dub. How you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm doing well. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic. We've got a lot going on tomorrow. Let's jump right in it. I have a feel for some of your games, but not a feel for other games. Josh, am I wrong on this Texas and Oklahoma deal? Red River rivalry. You're looking at the spread now as Oklahoma's about a three-point favorite. Am I wrong in thinking the way these two teams have played as of late, I think Texas might have something for Oklahoma tomorrow?
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way, too. I don't know, maybe it's just that I feel like they're due. this line was the kind of the game of the year lines during the summer was Oklahoma laying 9 or 10. So that kind of shows you how the perception of the two teams that has changed there in the first month. This will be the 13th straight year Texas is an underdog, but they are 7-2 against the number in the last 9. You got on one side you got Texas that's covered every game except for that loss to Arkansas, and then the flip side, Oklahoma, like Clemson, is 0-4 against the number when playing the Power 5 teams. So I don't know. The Texas key, Ratliff seemed to kind of get back on track last week. He's 22 of 25, made some nice plays. If I'm Texas, I think on the defensive side of the ball, I think you got to limit the big plays. That's still been kind of a bugaboo for him this year. And on offense, the quarterback needs to make some plays in the pass game. I feel like Oklahoma's definitely going to try to sell out to limit Bijan Robinson as much as they can running the ball. So Texas, I think, Sark has to scheme some things up for that quarterback to help them make some plays in the pass game and open that up a bit.
I like the way Texas runs the ball. I don't like the way Oklahoma can't run the football right now. I like Casey Thompson in at quarterback, and I think lines of scrimmage-wise right now, Texas playing much better, and Robinson able to convert some third downs. Maybe we'll see about that one. The game of the day tomorrow is two top 5 teams in Iowa and Penn State. Iowa a 1.5 to 2 point favorite, and a over/under down to 41.5, 40.5 at one spot right now, 41.5 maybe. Game of the day, two top 5s.
Yeah, typical Big Ten slugfest. The betting action's been basically a 60-40 split, in favor of Iowa, but it's been enough two-way action there that that line hasn't really moved that much. It's kind of bounced back and forth between 1.5 and 2. So obviously, like you said, two top 10 teams there and two top defenses. Both of them are in the top 3 in scoring defense. Both of them in the top 10 in turnover margin. I think that's the thing that I just wonder, that I keep telling myself with Iowa, is that I just don't know if that's sustainable. I mean, obviously Penn State's got a +6 turnover margin, which is 10th, and Iowa's +12, which is far and away first. I mean, Iowa's been able to start 25% of their drives in opponent territory. I don't know. The more I kind of think about this game, I kind of maybe lean Penn State. At some point, it just kind of seems like that turnover fortune will kind of flip a little bit, and Iowa won't be as fortunate. And when that happens, their offense is going to have to show they can drive the length of the field to score. So, it is a spot where Penn State hasn't been very good under Franklin. They're 0-7 in road games playing top 10 opponents, and really none of those have been very close. There's only one of those 7 games that's decided by less than 11 points. So I don't know why. I kind of feel like I'm leaning toward Penn State a bit. They protect the football. Clifford's been better at that this year. If they make the Iowa offense drive the length of the field consistently, I'm just not sure they can do that. So we'll see.
I like what you said there. In 12 turnovers, you can't. That's not sustainable. The other thing, though, the reason I like this, all of the numbers in close games and low scoring, all these numbers are Iowa favored numbers, and it is at Iowa. But I think Dotson makes a play. I think Penn State has a few more playmakers at least, but Dotson might make one more play in this one. A little humble pie bowl tomorrow. Arkansas got exposed at Georgia. Ole Miss went and decided not to punt, even though inside their own territory several times. Ole Miss is a 5.5 to 6 point favorite in the Rebound Bowl tomorrow.
Yeah, who can pick themselves up off the mat? After last week. This line opened at 6.5, and it. The respected money didn't wait to see if they could get a 7 on it, but they immediately kind of took Arkansas right away. So, Ole Miss has gotten basically 60-40 split there in favor of in the bet count, but that line's moved toward Arkansas a bit. So that tells me a little bit there, but I don't know. I really just a gut feel. I think I kind of favor Arkansas a little bit more in this one. I think they'll bounce back a little bit, and I think they're probably the more physical team, and can kind of, if they can run the ball effectively tomorrow, that'll kind of limit that Ole Miss offense as well. So I don't know. Gut feel is I think Arkansas covers.
Well,
but be interested to see who can bounce back.
Not only that, but either team, they've got to run the ball. That's my theme, man. I keep talking about it all week long. You got to be able to run the ball, and neither could last week. Whoever runs the ball more effectively will win this game. Notre Dame played 3 quarterbacks in defeat against Cincinnati. Virginia Tech had the one big win against North Carolina at home. I had to pick this game earlier, Josh, and I took Notre Dame, but boy, I've got a couple of hours to switch this up. You could talk me out of Notre Dame very easily. I don't feel very good about this game at all, but the Irish in a pick 'em to a 1-point favorite maybe have really just don't have a feel at all for what's going to happen in Lane Stadium tomorrow.
Yeah, this is, Virginia Tech. It seems like, this, like you said, opened like 1.5. It's based around a pick now. It flipped to Virginia Tech -1 at one point, middle of the week, and then kind of went back. So it's kind of like, the public's kind of on Notre Dame, which is, normal. And the kind of respected money seemed to kind of hit Virginia Tech. Like I said, you don't know who starts at quarterback. It just seems like Virginia Tech's kind of, for all the early season momentum they had off that win with North Carolina, it seems like they've just kind of lost that. With the loss to West Virginia, and then the next week they play Richmond and don't look very good and have to win kind of a close game there. And obviously, they'll be the third straight Notre Dame opponent that's coming off an open date with the extra time to prepare there. But Virginia Tech is actually 0-4 straight up the last 4 times they've played after an open date. I don't know. It just seems Notre Dame again. Like what you said on those others, they don't run the ball where they're 124th in rush offense. But the weakness of their defense is the pass defense, and I'm just not sure Virginia Tech throws it well enough to exploit that. So I don't know. Complete and total coin flip. I don't have a gut feel on it. I guess if you made me pick, I'd probably do the same thing and take Notre Dame. Maybe I just kind of trust that coaching staff a little bit more. But this thing could go either way.
I did that last week a couple times. I felt better about it. Trust Auburn more than LSU, and that one certainly worked out for me. Different rhymes and reasons. It's nice when it does work out for you. You have thoughts on Bama and Georgia?
Well, we'll kind of play the same little rodeo we did last week. Both spreads north of 2 touchdowns. Alabama's laying 18. Georgia laying in the 15 to 15.5 range now. This time both on the road. Which underdog there, A&M or Auburn, would you trust more with your money to cover?
Not even close. This is the easy. This much like last week. This is the easiest pick in the world here. Auburn is going to get the game with Georgia in the second half at least, and maybe in the fourth quarter, or Auburn does the backdoor cover with Georgia. Exact opposite last week, because I thought that could happen to Alabama, and it didn't. It almost did had they punted a little bit. But A&M has no offense. A&M has, besides the home field advantage, and they don't really have a great home field advantage, I don't see how A&M does anything against Alabama. On the other side of it, Auburn shuts down the run. Teams have a difficult time running the ball against Auburn. If it's Stetson Bennett, I'm not sure that it's rare to say this, but maybe Auburn has an advantage at quarterback. Bo Nix extended some plays last week. I love Auburn's 2 long fourth quarter drives last week. Love the tailback combination at Auburn. I thought both those backs are physical enough. I don't think you can run it at Georgia. I don't think Nix makes enough plays to beat Georgia. But 15 or 15.5, I think Auburn, that's one of the biggest locks of the week. I think Auburn's going to play really, really well. Your thoughts?
Interesting. I could see it. Yeah, I definitely think it seems like Daniels is not going to play tomorrow again. Just they're being super cautious with him there, and I haven't liked A&M all year. Obviously, that's kind of come to roost the last couple of weeks, but I just don't think I thought they were overrated coming into the year with all that experience and talent they lost, and I just don't think they're that good.
I'd agree.
I would be on the same side there.
Yeah.
Along those same lines, I think this was William Hill came out this week. They came out with odds of basically Bama and Georgia versus the field for the national title. It was minus 240 for Bama and Georgia, plus 200 for the field, which is basically about a 70% probability is what that is.
Yeah.
Think that's fair?
I think that's fair. I would probably take the field in that just because there's just all kinds of little things that can happen in there. But right now, those two have definitely separated. And I think that the Iowa-Penn State game will point that out tomorrow. I think the Red River rivalry could point that out tomorrow. I think we could see Oklahoma. Certainly Oregon, did that last week. These teams showing their Alabama and Auburn have less issues than everybody else. They still have some issues, less than anybody else. But Josh, I'm telling you, man, just keep an eye on this Auburn thing tomorrow. They stopped the run. No one's been able to run it. Well, Georgia State did, but no one else has run the ball on Auburn this year. And if it sets a bit that way, plus Auburn's physical, man, and I like Harsin. I think he's done a good job there. So keep an eye on this one, and then put it this way: Georgia will beat Kentucky by 14 more points than they'll beat Auburn when they play Kentucky next week. Like that one?
Kentucky seems like they're in a little letdown spot tomorrow too. That's
wouldn't surprise me
to watch that one against LSU. But I can't leave you with this: the game of the day: 0-6 UConn, 0-5 UMass. Take your pick.
We had to take that game this week. We had to pick that, and I picked UConn.
This has actually been a pretty heavily bet game. Maybe just for just for the heck of it, just because both teams are so bad. So UConn's actually taking a pretty good bit of money.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about my pick, even though I don't feel good about UConn with that one. Hey, we got a bunch next week, and we'll be talking Clemson-Syracuse next week on game day. I always appreciate it, buddy. Hope you have a great weekend.
Yeah, man, you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for having me.
Good stuff there with Josh Williams. We'll take a break, come back. Jinx Inc. Realty Hunting and Fishing Report right after this.
Friday nights, the Roar carries the Tri-County Technical College High School Game of the Week. They're hosted by the Upstate's voice for high school football, William Qualkenbush. The Tri-County Technical College High School Game of the Week, Friday nights on the Roar. Join Qualk and Scott Reimer live for the Roar pregame on Friday, October 15th from 1 till 4 p.m. at Anderson's newest bar and grill, AJ's. Come grab some food, hang out with your friends, and get live insight on everything game day before Clemson kicks off at Syracuse. Mark your calendar. Invite all your friends to join Qualk and Scott Reimer for the Roar pregame show live on location at AJ's October 15th from 1 to 4 p.m. Located just off I-85 in Anderson at 101 Destination Boulevard.
Look no further than Ralph Hayes Toyota in Anderson for your next pre-owned vehicle. Whether you're in the market for a full or mid-sized truck or SUV, Ralph Hayes has it. Sedan, minivan, something sporty, Ralph Hayes has it. Import or domestic, Ralph Hayes has it. And once you find your pre-owned vehicle at Ralph Hayes Toyota, they'll service any make or model for you. Add to that their rental program, and Ralph Hayes Toyota will be your dealer for life. South Carolina's oldest Toyota dealer, Ralph Hayes Toyota, Clemson Boulevard, Anderson.
We wrote the book on price. Ralph Hayes Toyota.
Since 1917, Harbin Lumber Company has been a top lumber and building supplier in the industry. Their number one asset is their employees, people who are dedicated to providing quality building products and contractor services. People just like you, working to grow and be a part of the community. From construction projects to large remodeling jobs, see the hardworking folks people have entrusted for nearly 100 years. Harbin Lumber Company, serving South Carolina, Georgia, and North Carolina, and online at harbinlumber.com.
You're scared. You cannot pay your credit cards. You cannot pay your medical bills. Someone suggests to you debt consolidation, combining them all in one payment. Can you really afford that? Is there something else you can do? Call me and see if bankruptcy can help you. Call me, Robert King. Together we will look for a thoughtful solution to your legal problem.
Thompson & King, 300 South Tower Street in Anderson. Call 222-0200 or online at thompsonking.com. Thompson & King is a debt relief agency helping people file for bankruptcy under the Bankruptcy Code.
They're the largest family-owned jewelry company in North America. But you want to know something? Doing business with Reed's Jewelers is like doing business with family, because from the top down, Reed's instills that way of doing business in their team. My friend Wally Odom leads that team at their Haywood Mall store.
Thanks, Mickey. We have a number of associates who've been with Reed's Jewelers for many years. I myself have been there 22 years, and one of my associates has been here over 30 years. And every one of them will tell you that being treated like family and treating customers like family is what has led to our success.
Wally, I know you're humble about it, but a couple of years ago, your store right here in Greenville was the number one store in the entire company.
I appreciate you saying that. As I said, it's a team effort. My team and I hope you will make Reed's Jewelers your jeweler of choice, whether you need watches, pendants, earrings, and diamonds, maybe something to wear to the game.
Friends, do what I do. Go to Reed's Jewelers in the Haywood Mall right next to Belk, or find them online at reeds.com.
Hi, folks. Clark here. Join Donnell Clark and me each Friday night for our Tri-County Technical College High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Southern Wesleyan University. This week's game is Malden at TL Hanna. Pre-game starts at 7 p.m. right here on The Roar. And don't forget that you can help us choose where we go each week. Just log onto our website, theroarfm.com, and vote in our online poll. Brought to you by Stephen Fisher Allstate in Clemson. Are you in good hands?
We've all been there, rushing to the restroom in a public place, and bam, you're hit with that out of order sign. Business owners know this story all too well. Don't let this be your patron's problem. Leave it to the plumbing experts. Timing is everything in the business world, and you don't want to lose business because your customers can't do theirs. Call the plumbing experts for maintenance or unexpected plumbing issues. They've got your back. Visit theplumbingexperts.com to schedule your next appointment.
Guns, guns, guns. It's the Great American Gun Show in Easley, South Carolina at the Upper SC State Fairgrounds and Speedway. Buy, sell, trade, guns, knives, ammo, weapons of all kinds. Bring your guns. Tell your friends. This weekend, Saturday 9 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. Tons of guns, knives, ammo, hunting supplies, and more. Admission only $9. Don't miss the gun show in Easley at the Upper SC State Fairgrounds and Speedway. 3800 Calhoun Memorial Highway. Tell your friends. Be there.
How are your Bitcoin trades going?
Oh, I love it. I opened a crypto retirement account through Alto.
A retirement account? Wait, what? But you can still buy and sell as often as you'd like?
Yeah, exactly. With an Alto Crypto IRA, I get integration with Coinbase, and it has the same tax advantages of other retirement accounts.
Which cryptocurrencies can you buy?
Oh, that's the fun part. There are over 80 coins to choose from. Plus, Alto Crypto IRA is integrated with Coinbase, which means the trades, keys, coin storage, all are safe and held at Coinbase.
Do you need to have a lot of money?
No, you can open an account for as little as $10, or just roll over some of your existing IRA. It takes minutes to sign up online.
Sounds like a great way to diversify my retirement portfolio.
Exactly.
I love trading crypto, and doing it while deferring taxes like other IRA investments makes incredible sense.
And dollars.
Invest in crypto with the tax benefits of an IRA for as little as $10. Just go to altoira.com/sports. That's ALTOIRA.com/sports. Invest in crypto IRA today. altoira.com/SPORTS.
Melissa here, mother of 3 from Easley. What I love about Duck Donuts is the variety. My kids love being able to choose their own icing and toppings and then get to watch their donuts being made fresh. Some of our family favorites are cookies and cream, peanut butter paradise, and strawberry confetti.
Julie Terry from Duck Donuts Greenville. Fall is in the air, which means the return of the fall assortment. Indulge in the delicious flavors of our apple cobbler and pumpkin roll donuts, available now through Thanksgiving. Come see us at the Plaza on Pelham or order online at duckdonuts.com.
Get 0 for $72 on a new F-150 at Fairway Ford. That's right. For a limited time, get 0% financing for 72 months on new 2021 Ford F-150 pickups. While they're still available, choose from in-stock trucks and get 0 for $72, or special order your new 2021 F-150 and lock in 0 for $72 for when it's delivered. Don't miss the best deals of the year on in-stock and special order F-150s today at Fairway Ford, where we're always open at fairwayford.com.
There is security, and then there is serious security. When it comes to protecting the important things like the rock, there is only one choice: SecureView 24 from Priority One Security. SecureView 24 integrates live video with our central monitoring station, keeping you protected and connected during alarms. Call Priority One Security and ask about your exclusive SecureView 24, or visit us at PriorityOneSecurity.com. That's Priority, the number one security.com. Priority One Security, serious security.
The
Upstate's destination for Clemson football game day coverage. We are 105.5 and 97.5 The Roar, where every day is game day. Go Tigers!
Well, I got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh, yeah. Say, I got a woman way over town, good to me.
I watch everything evolve and people evolve and businesses evolve. And while Donnie, I was not around Donnie in the 70s or 80s. When I got introduced to the Patterson's tax service, I knew their taxes and how they did my taxes was one thing. What we evolved into was a tax consulting and tax planning that did a great job for us. I told you now, like on a SEP IRA, Russell tells me how much to put into the to the dollar amount every single year. And what I've seen locally out of this business now, besides like the LLC creations and the nonprofits that they've been able to do, is what their bookkeeping for assets and liabilities for monthly tracking look like, and what their payroll services look like, and just how that's growing. Right in downtown easily, they'd love to help you out, but you don't have to be there because of technology. Call them up; they'd love to have you. Patterson's Tax Service, PATTAX.com, 864-859-8289. Don't know what I would do without them, and can't thank them enough for their friendship and for saving me as much money as they save our family at the Patterson's Tax Service. Third consecutive guests, Charlie Pellet, Charles B. Pellet of Jinx Inc. Realty. Good morning, Charlie. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing quite well. How about yourself?
We are blessed. I want to tell you something. You guys send me a little advance on Thursdays. I go on the website, check everything out after I get the email, and sometimes I get excited, and sometimes I go, well, I don't know anything about this part of it, but your subject this morning, I've never met your English cocker buddy, but I can't wait to hear more about him and about dog training, because of all the things we do in the outdoors, to be able to enjoy and watch these awesome little dudes and little girls, the way they work, and to enjoy that and see them, that's got to be maybe as fun. That and taking young people out, got to be maybe two of the biggest joys we have.
That's correct. Deer season starts Monday the 11th, so that. But I decided instead of talking about deer season, I was going to brag about my little dog Buddy. So Buddy this is his second year of hunting. He's 3 years old. We've been training him. You start with your basics: the sit, manners, no jumping, which is probably impossible to do with a cocker. But so you work that little dog. The whistle's always good. 2 commands on the whistle: 1 to come, and that's just a kind of a beep beep beep, and the dog will come. But the sit on the whistle is very important. It's a 1 blast. You hold your hand up, and the dog will sit. This could save your dog's life. He's chasing a bird. The bird's going toward a street or a highway. You blow that whistle, he'll stop, look at you, and, it's just really, if you aren't working your dog with a whistle, you need to, think about it, because it's a really good way to save your dog's life, because they can't see you all the time. Now, when the dog is young, like Buddy was last year, they do it visually. They see the bird. If they see the bird go down, they have no problem getting it. If it's a blind retrieve, which means they didn't see the bird go down, you sometimes have to get up there and walk them out to where you think the bird is. So you got to think the dog is about 2 feet off the ground, not even that. About he can't see very much. So you're standing a good couple. I'm a short fellow, but I can see a lot better than my little dog, just because he's so low to the ground. So you got to remember that the dog can't see as much as you can. So when you see the bird go down, your dog didn't see it, try to get downwind from the bird and work your dog toward the bird. And once he gets to smell that bird, you can just tell. I mean, gets all birdie. And then you kind of, good dog. And then when he finds it, praise him. And that's how he starts learning to hunt with his nose. So I had to take little dog out a bunch of times last year. This year, every hunt, he got better, mainly because he started using both his eyes and his nose. So when I release him, which means get out, Buddy, and that means that I've shot a bird, it's gone down, and Buddy goes to look for it. So he's been watching. He watches birds. It doesn't matter what kind of bird, but he's watching. Sometimes it's a dove. Lots of times it's just Tweety birds. But he's learned what we're doing. So when you shoot the bird, release him. He knows it's down. He's got confidence in you, and he can, for most times, start doing this pattern, back and forth, serpentine, and just keep on going till he finds it. You get out there, sometimes you have to help him, but it's amazing in 2 years of hunting how this dog is now using his nose and his eyes. And it just, I mean, it's really cool. It's one of the funnest things you can do. You know, I love sitting in a deer stand, but when I'm thinking about my dog. So it's slowed my deer hunting down just a little bit. But anyway, that's Buddy. It's pretty amazing what these little dogs can do. And you just have to be steady. The more you can hunt the dog, the better it be. That's where you learn. Even on a bad hunt, that dog's learned something. He's staying there. He's not breaking. So as long as you have control of your dog, you got a partner for hunting for at least 8 years.
I love that, man. I think that's great, and to see him get out there and work that, and all kinds of different dogs and all kinds of different hunts, and got some rabbit guys and got some duck guys and some dove guys and all this kind of stuff. Really cool to see the different breeds and how they do all that. Really cool to see that. Hey, Charlie, I'm dreaming, man. I got some dreams going on. Some new listings on the website there. I know you guys are always looking for more. But boy, there's some unbelievable looking properties at jrrland.com.
Yes, they really are. And the thing about it, they aren't staying very long. So if you see something that you got a liking to, you better go ahead and start checking it out because it doesn't stay long. But if you want to look at our website, go to www.jirland.com, or if you can give us a call at 864-631-2770. Just call us. Got any questions about hunting Buddy or whatever, just give us a call. We're there. I think it's going to quit raining tomorrow, if you can believe that. I mean, I thought I'd move to Seattle, but so anyway, it'd be great to see some sunshine. I don't mind telling you.
Well, yeah, we need that, no doubt, and should be a great weekend to get them out. And I think great weather behind all this system too. So good stuff. Hey, buddy, tell our friend Buddy I said hello. Appreciate the update. Got Jeff and Manny said I'm loving all this kind of stuff too. So, hey, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you guys next Friday.
You got it. Take care.
Awesome, my friend. That's Charlie Pellet. Little Buddy. And Jeff and Manny said, love the Buddy stories. Nothing like that. And I don't have a whole lot of experience of doing it, but seeing them do it and see how excited they get doing it, really cool stuff there. Lizzie, I told you I had some good news and bad news. Good news as far as the weather goes, we're talking about probably, knowing this gets out of here, chance in early afternoon. But tonight, high school football, about a 50% chance maybe after that, all the way through midnight or so tonight. But tomorrow's going to be awesome. So we just make it through the day. Somehow, some way, make it through the day. And the rain is going to go ahead and get on up out of here. You mentioned that Qualk and Kelly, they were at Pendleton yesterday. And,
they were.
And they had a huge day.
Yes.
All right. Big crowd.
So many people.
All right. Part of that is because they're so talented and people want to get out and shake hands and kiss babies and see the very talented Qualk
Hold
and Kelly.
skunks.
Yeah. What's up with that? What's up with Qualk and Skunk? But the other part of that is the Tigers for Tatas campaign. Go to our website, therroarfm.com. We have the new T-shirts, last year's T-shirts, 2019 T-shirts, as a matter of fact, the wristbands, different colors of those. Make your donation online. All of it goes to Dabo and Kathleen's All In Foundation to find it all on the Roar. But we're going to be all over the upstate for the rest of the month raising money. We appreciate everything you guys do and can't thank you enough. Really, really, really cool stuff there. Speaking of the upstate, speaking of outdoors, head over to Katichi. I'm on their site right now. Katichi just does things right. Like Brews and Booze, the Halloween thing going on there. They've got a bunch of great menu things going on. Download the app on their social media stuff. Download the app and make tea times and rent clubs and look at the menus they have going on. They've got super speed training that's going on right now to get your drives 20 yards farther because of Andrew and speed training that they do. They've got a big event coming up on their membership. All kinds of great things going on. The lodging, the accommodations. If you haven't been, stop by and see them. Just hearing some great reviews, and I'm going to try to go Monday, maybe after the show, and head down that way and see those good folks at Katichi, CATEECHEE.com. What's on TV and sports this weekend? We'll let Lizzie do some Biggie Smalls when you come back for hour number 3 right after this.
Broadcasting live from the Priority One Security Studios. WCC.